There I am. Hey, everybody. It's Kate Richburg. Happy, I have a hair in my face. Happy Valentine's Day. I thought I'd do this little impromptu stitch in that I am totally not ready for, but it looks like you all are ready for it. It looks like a bunch of you are watching, and I'm so sorry I'm so tardy. I went out for my morning walk, and then I chatted with my friend Christine, and then Chris and I discussed dinner plans. So then all of a sudden I realized I gotta be on the air. So here I am. I thought it'd be fun just to come in, um, and say hello to everyone. Oh my goodness, look at everyone's here. I love it. I love it. Um, I'm just looking at what everybody is chatting about. I love it how everyone's chatting about bead crochet, chatting about sewing. Um, it's great. So it's great to have you all here. So, you may have seen the mix today. Let me pop over and see how many more I have. Hang on, I can't see my flowers, and I put my flowers on. I made this flower thing for me because I like wearing flowers, especially now that my hair is longer. So there we go. When I turn, you can kind of see it, right? So yeah, you can see a little peek, little bit of peeky peek there. Um, yes, it's great. It's great to see everyone. Valentine hug to you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Diane, over in the Bay Area. It's great to see you all. So let me see how many mixes we've got left. Miranda and I, at Janice's prompting, because Janice was like, "What are we doing for Valentine's Day?" And I'm like, "Oh, I forgot." I didn't really forget, but I'm like, we got to do something. So if you were watching yesterday on Free Tip Friday, you saw that I did a little giveaway of my black Swarovski crystal hearts, right? Which were really fun to do. So that was yesterday's giveaway, kind of a Free Tip Friday kind of exclusive there. Today, if you opened our newsletter, we only have 7 tubes left, right? Only 7. And it is what did we call it? Miranda came up with the names. This one is called Love Struck, and we charge you 1 cent for it. So if you only want to order this, pay the shipping, and get this for 1 cent, it's there. It's on the homepage. You have to click the little heart thing, the little heart logo there. So I've got 7 of these left. Tomorrow, I have another one for you. And this one is called, what did Miranda call it? I have to check. I can't remember. Hang on. Miranda said Dark Romance. Tomorrow's is called Dark Romance, and it's here. I'm not going to show you. You're going to have to wait for tomorrow. So those are our 2 little Valentines from us to you. There's no minimum order. There's, you just have to add it into your cart. When we're sold out, we're sold out. So we started with, I think, 50 or more maybe, but we have only, let me refresh. We only have 7 left. So, and that's what I'm going to be using today. If you miss it, don't worry, there'll be more coming down the pike. They were really fun to make, and I just went into kind of my bead stash, and Miranda and I made these mixes. So I'll do some more for some other holidays. It was just kind of fun. It's just fun to share our appreciation for you folks. There is a limit of 1 per order, but I hope you like them. So happy Valentine's, Palentine's, Malentine's, Galentine's, whatever, or just February 14th, whatever you celebrate, right? Every day's got to be a celebration. I'm going to take these totes. I have my totes kind of on here, and I don't know. I don't like how they look, my tote bag collection. Let me put them down right here. There we go. That looks a little, I don't know if that looks any better or not, but at least it looks more jewelry focused. There we go. Okay, so this month and into next month, oh, thank you. That's kind of what I was going for. I'm in my flamenco dancer era, I think. It was really fun to do. I'll show you how I made this, because if you, you know, now that I'm ramping up to my 60th birthday later this year, and it's year of the fire horse, which that's my sign. 60 years, it's the fire horse return. So I am going for it this year, right? I'm going to live life, have a lot of fun, work real hard, spread the joy and the love. That's what we're going to do, right? That's what we're doing for the year of the fire horse. So let me share my camera here. I didn't quite get my camera set up, so let me do that because I was chatting with my bestie, um, because, you know, I took my morning walk, did all of that, and then I had to check in with Christine, so it was kind of a busy morning. Let me add that camera here. There we go, extra camera. There we go. And you know, these Saturday stitch-ins are pretty, you know, they're pretty informal. Not that any of my broadcasts are very formal. Yes, Christine is doing great, actually. Her pops, Bruce, did pass away. We miss him very much. But at 91 years, he had a really amazing, fantastic life. So we celebrate that every day. Christine is doing well. Those of you who also remember us from our Bedissimo days in San Francisco, you know, when Christine and I had our bead store in the Mission, for Christine's 40th birthday, so that was 20 years ago, I got her a dog. I got her Nathan, the wiener dog. Nathan was a little dachshund, right? And for her 40th birthday, you know, and I figured she's my best friend. I can buy her a dog if I want. I can get her a dog. So I told her, I said, Christine, I've got you a dog. So we got her a dog, and through thick and thin, Nathan has been around. Well, Nathan also had to go over the Rainbow Bridge to the Happy Hunting Ground just a couple of weeks ago as well. So not only did Christine lose her pop, but she lost our Nathan. So we are celebrating both of those lives well lived. And for a dachshund, Nathan was almost 20. So if any of you remember our wonderful dog mascot over at Bedissimo, Nathan went on to the Great Wienermobile in the sky. He was such a great dog. But you have to celebrate it. You can't be sad because it was a great run. So we had to have our Saturday catch up and stuff. So that's what's going on with me. Drop in the comments. What's going on with you today? I want to hear it. I want to hear what's happening with you folks. So let me add my other camera here, and let me show you what I made this hair clip. It's kind of fun to do. It's right here. Let me zoom out and let me make it kind of bigger, because I thought, you know, it is Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's Day, right? So we might as well dress up and have fun. So I made this flower clip. And I got these flowers. These are from Amazon. I can put them on our Amazon storefront. It's kind of cool. They come in kind of a box, like a flat box. And so what I did was I also got some clips. These clips are pretty, they're pretty sturdy. I like them a lot. And then I just used some of that stiff felt that I like using that I'm going to use today for seed beads. And then I just cut all the wires off with a pair of heavy-duty wire cutters, and I just hot glued them onto the piece of felt was bigger. Glued everything on, cut that felt down, and just glued this this guy up, this clip right up on here. So yeah, so it can just clip right in, really super easy. And it just goes. I'm just gonna put it right here. And now that my hair is growing out again, I don't know. I may grow it and I'll probably chop it back off because, hair is grown out to be cut, right? But for now, I think it's kind of fun. So it's kind of a fun thing. So I'll put them on the Amazon storefront. You can find the Amazon storefront right, on the homepage of Bead Shop where it says social media, then it goes to Amazon storefront. I'll add it after the broadcast. Let's see, what else? Who else is making stuff? Heather, I love this. Your mini. Yeah, Nathan was a mini. He was a mini. Yeah. So 22. That's a great run for sure. Benissimo, Diane, I know you remember it was a fun store. It really, it was a love letter to beads for sure. We had such a good time. Lorraine, I love it. You know what? It's Valentine's Day. Nothing matters. Get those M&Ms in, right? And I love this, Heather. You're making a version of contemporary poetry with dark pearls for my hubby. That's awesome. I made Chris a fun pearl bracelet that he's been wearing lately too. So, oh, that's awesome. I'm sure he'll love it. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I still have, you get a ton of these flowers in this box. So I think I might make some smaller ones. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what I do. All right. Well, let me put this camera. Oh, a Kumi necklace. I'll have to take a look. And really appreciate, Michelle, all of those shares that you share in our group. Really, we really so appreciate those shares. And Deborah, I'm sorry it's been a long, difficult week, but you're here with us, right? So, good thoughts out to you, my dear friend. I also wanted to mention before we get into our Saturday stitch in, yesterday, if you saw Jen Cushman and I'll put this up. We had our little informative France broadcast. You can jump over. The broadcast is over. It's archived over on Bead Shop, our Bead Shop YouTube, on my Kate Richburg YouTube. If you want to learn more about it, the URL is right there. We just have 2 spots left for my summer sewing France trip. I won't go on about it here, but this will be the last year I'm doing France for a while. I'm not saying I'm not going back because I love it. It's like my second home. But for 2027, we've got something else cooking up. So if you've wanted to go to France with me, this is the last year I'm doing it. We're sewing. You can watch the broadcast. You can read the description and you can learn all about it there. What else? Oh, Kaylee K, sometimes, my friend, you just have to sleep in. I'll tell you, tomorrow's my day. I'm sleeping in tomorrow. I'm not, I'm going to try. Sometimes you just have to rest. No shame in your resting game. Just make sure, to just take that rest when you need it. And the broadcasts, the great things about the broadcasts is they're here, right? This is 10 years. We're 10 years into this broadcasting. Isn't that crazy? I can't believe it. I started on Bead Shop broadcasting in 2016. So we're going to have a big celebration in October. October will be a 10-year anniversary of doing these broadcasts. So we're going to cook up something. I've got until October to figure it out, right? But online and broadcasting, we've been doing this since like 1996 is when we bought the beadshop.com URL, right? And we hit the ground running. And I've been doing online tutorials really since it was a thing. So what is that? Like 30 years? Really? It's crazy, crazy, crazy to think about. But, you know, who cares, right? It's fun. It's fun to be able to go out and to connect with all of you folks all around the world. I love it. So, all right, let's take a look at what I'm going to make up today. I don't know. I've been thinking about it, so we'll see what happens. So, like I was saying earlier, um, I'm focusing on some more bead embroidery. In March, I have kind of a multi-broadcast, multi-show bead embroidery project for you. We're getting in a lot of stitch on rhinestones. We're getting in more sequins. I'm doing the March mix is going to be perfect for bead embroidery. It's going to be really, really fun. I've already kind of got things kind of going in the background for me. So you're going to start seeing that in March. But I thought it would be fun to ramp up. You know, I periodically like to come in and jump into bead embroidery. So let me see if I have my bead embroidery box here for you. I think it's, where is it? Nope, that's not it. Oh, here it is. It's right here, right in front of me. Let me open it up and let's see what we've got going on so far here from shows past. I'm going to put this up a little bit. You can see how messy. Next week, I've got to clean this table. Does anyone want to come over and hang out and help me clean my space? Because it is kind of a mess. I have from Bead Embroidery, this is where I'm keeping all the bead embroidery stuff right here, right? Let me pull out some things if there's anything I want to look at, right? We've got our stitch-in kits. We've got the that butterfly piece I was doing, which you're going to see again in Mark. Yeah, Michelle, get on a plane, fly into Fresno. I will pick you up. Okay, so that'll be awesome. Just do it. Get out of the cold, right, and into the warm. These are some other mixes, right, that I have in my bead embroidery box. I might want those. Oh, this was one that I was working on. We'll revisit that a little bit. But I have something really specific that I want to do today. So that looks good. Oh, and look, see, here's that. I got to finish that butterfly, right? I got to finish that. I've got the pattern right here. It's all under bead embroidery in the projects on Bead Shop. Let's see, what else do I have? That should be good. Oh, and I've got this little thing. There we go. All right, that looks good. But what I want to do today is we're gonna kind of play around with a little, just kind of a fun little pin that I'm thinking about. But let's take a look at these. I've got to pull this back out for embroidery month. I think I will. This is one that I was doing, I don't know, sometime last year, I think, with the gem duos. And I was using one of the little mixes. And this is meant to go over that cuff, that bead embroidery cuff that I was doing. This was the bangle. And I did some glue-in stones here, and I glued in some fabric here. So this needs some more embellishing right here, but I think that's coming along pretty well. Yeah, the butterfly project, I know I have that online. There she is. There's not much left. This was, I think it's peyote. Let me see if I can find the link. Hang on for you. I don't have anybody linking for me today. Let's see. I think it's under projects. It might be under Kate's seed bead patterns. Yeah, it's right there. It's butterfly. Both of these have the butterfly brick stitch. I'll put it there. Let me put it in the chat so you guys can get it, right? It's right here. Both of those are living right there. And so I just did these seed bead patterns on my seed bead program or whatever. It's so close to being done, right? I just have like 2, 4, 6, like 7 rows left to do, but isn't that pretty? I do need to finish it because I want to use this for my bead embroidery for next month. It's super close, and no shame in your no finishing game, right? I mean, just keep it in a box so you have everything together, so it's easy to pull back out when you're ready to do it, right? It's okay. Right? I'm not going to beat myself up about it, right? I've got so many things going on, as I know we all do. So don't worry. Don't worry about it, right? Just get it done when you can get it done. I am going to get another one of these leaves out though here because I might use those today. Okay, so let me put this back in my bead embroidery box right there. And I'm not going to use any of these sequins, but I also wanted to point out these fun little pieces. If stitching isn't your thing, this was a few stitch-ins ago. You can find all the Saturday stitch-ins on a playlist on our YouTube channel. This is one that I just glued right into right onto this piece using E6000. Let me zoom in. And Deborah, I have not forgotten this one. So you may remember a few, I've got those tucked away. A few, probably about 6 months ago. I don't know. Time is crazy. It's hard to remember even what day it is, right? Some of you I sent out to some of you to do a pattern for Dia de los Muertos, and I have those with me. So I want to do like a special mix and some other stuff with it. So you'll see that one later this year. I have not forgotten about it. I've just kind of put it in my to-do pile. So none of that work will be in vain for sure. It's really a fun one. And you folks helped me so much with it. So that was really great. But let's take a look. This was the mix that we sent out, or that we had this morning in the newsletter. Let me zoom back a little bit. And I thought it would be fun to do with these little, these round pin backs that we have. And I'll be honest, I'm still looking for my abstract brooch. I've got to finish it because I want to, at least it's on the website, but where it is in all of this, that's why I've got to do a big cleaning, right? I've got the list, I've got all of this, but I can't find that flippin' brooch, but I will. I'll find it. I'll find it. But I thought today would be fun to do just a quick little like heart charm pin kind of thing. Oh, I love it, Deborah, that you made 2. I think you sent me those photos. I've got them all in a folder, so I promise you we will not let that go by the wayside. It was a fun piece to do. So I'm going to start really right at the beginning, and I'm going to make a little template that I'm going to embellish. Okay, so let me get, I don't know, sometimes it's easier for me. I just got a manila folder. I'm going to make a little template here. And then I'll trace it out. So here's my manila folder. I'm going to cut a piece. so it's not so big to work with. And this is the way I make a lot of my templates. I just use my manila folder. I'm going to put it in this drawer so I have it for next time. And I could draw a little heart on there, but I think I'm just going to fold it in half and cut a kind of whimsical heart pattern out of it, right? You folks can do this. It doesn't have to be this manila folder. It could be some heavier cardstock. It could just be a regular piece of paper, whatever. And I want to see if this fits on the back, and it does. And this is kind of a nice size, I think. So what I'm going to do next, I'm also going to save this outline because it looks okay. It looks good. Folding it in half, make sure that your heart is symmetrical, though it doesn't need to be symmetrical, right? So I'm going to get my felt. This is my kind of that heavy duty felt. It's stiffened. So we have this on our Amazon storefront. I use this a lot for backing for bead embroidery, right? And Nancy, we have these pin backs right here on Bead Shop. Let me, they're in, just in, I think is where they are. Let me look. Yeah, it's the circle pin back. I'll put it in the chat right here. I really love it. I'm going to have some more colors. They're not in yet, but this is, I think it's a 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch round. And I really love it. And I love the quality of the hook in back is also really good. I'll have more of these when we do more of our bead embroidery. But they're in right now. Okay. So here is my heart. And let me see, does this white pen, that doesn't really, I think I tried that before and it didn't really draw on there real well. Let me get one of these kind of sparkly gel pens that Miranda likes to buy me. Let me see if that draws on here. That also does not draw on here. Let's see. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying pens. Let me see. Maybe this green one will. Let me see. I have, nope, no luck. I have some like chalk markers and stuff like that, but I thought for sure one of the pens that I have on here would work. Hang on. I've got so many. Are you a pen hoarder like me? I love, maybe if I wasn't using black, but this kind of shows up. Let me see. Let me see if I can outline this. I'm going to cover this, so let me see. But you could also use like anything that'll show up on this black. Doesn't have to be black, but that's what I had here. So, oh yeah, look, you can kind of see that. Can you see that outline? It's kind of faint, but it's not bad. I'm going to just kind of draw it in here. So I've got a good outline, right? Because I want to embroider on this before, yeah, a white pencil would work well too. I want to embroider on this and embellish on this before I cut it out. So there we go. There's my outline. And you can kind of see that, right? Not too bad, right? Okay, so here's and this size, let me tell you, it's a little over, it's like 2.5 inches wide by about 2.5 inches long. That's what I did here. Okay. So I'll put that aside. And I grabbed one of our table cut beads, right? Table cut strands. This one's called Dancing Queen. This is what happens when I do these on a Saturday. I can't holler out to Miranda to find things for me. So let me grab my needles and see. I think I want sharps. Maybe. I don't know. Those are size 10 sharps. I could also use just regular beading needles. Do I want them to be a little bit longer? Maybe. There's the color eye. I'll use these color eye ones too. Maybe I'll have both of those out. Thread wise, we can use anything. Let me see what's sitting here, if I have something sitting here. I want kind of a neutral color thread. What do I have out? Probably have a spool of KO in this chaos somewhere, right? Let me see as I rustle around to find it. But KO is what I want. Or you could use Fireline too. Let's see what I find first. If I find KO first, I'll use KO. If I find Fireline first, I'll use Fireline. Thank goodness you cannot see just right outside of what's happening on camera. It is, things are kind of messy here on my desk, but that's okay, right? We can make messes and we can clean them up. Oh, look, here we go. Fireline 1. Fireline 1. It's here. Great. Okay. I'm going to get rid of these blue ones because I didn't want the blue ones, I don't think. I think I'm going to stick with this red. So here is this Dancing Queen strand. So I'm going to cut it up. And we could glue these on, but I think I'm going to stitch. I may get tired and start to glue, but I don't know. We'll see. Here is the mix that was your giveaway mix this morning, the Love Struck. Let's see. When we sell, we still have 7. Nope, we only have 5. We only have 5 left of these guys. This is your gift today. So go over and grab it. Tomorrow will be Dark Romance will be up. So we have a limited amount. So don't forget to check your newsletters tomorrow. So let me dump these out. You get a nice 12-gram tube. Let me see. Here's a few. There's a few metal seed beads. I'll throw those into the mix because they've been sitting here. So what do I have here? I've got some Super Dews. I've got some Megatamas. The other thing that I have in here that you folks are going to like is when I was in France last time, I found some vintage seed beads and I poured them into this mix. Some are these little stripes. I didn't really have enough to like sell individually, so I threw them in the mix, right? Look at how cute those little stripes are. And then there are some little cuts, here they are, that are a silk finish. You kind of have to dive for them because I didn't have that many, but there are some in each mix. Look at these. Look at these right here. Can you see those? That's what's in there. Tomorrow's mix, I've been hoarding some vintage jet seed beads, also French. I threw them in the mix for tomorrow. They're really gorge. But this is your little mix. Now we should have enough to embroider something on here. Oh, I'm so sorry that you had a fall. Oh, I spend my whole life trying not to fall, right? But it's okay. You know what? Your house, there's always something that'll be a mess, right? So just rest up, and when you're feeling better, invite someone over and that'll help make you clean your house. That's what Chris and I do when our house gets a little, what we like to call under the weather and disarray. We have a dinner party, and that makes us clean, right? I'm just gonna cut some fire line. This is 4 pound, just what I had here, right? Lori, thank you. This bead mat, this bead circle mat we carry it on Bead Shop. It's one of our bead boards. This is the round version. We also carry it in a square, right? So, but anything, make one, use what you have, use like a tray and a dish towel or something. That'll also work. But this is a nice mat for sure, Yeah, that's what Chris and I have decided. We're having, we're doing a little dinner party just for ourselves tonight. It's our little Valentine's dinner party. Well, we're going to make a steakhouse dinner, and we're going to play some cards and listen to, as Chris likes to say, some tinkly music, which we like. And so we're going to do a little house cleaning beforehand, but nothing like guests, right? To get you working. And don't forget, my friends, we do have our Valentine, let me see, do I have it up here? Our Valentine, here it is. It's our code, our Valentine code today, Valentine 20. It's going on today and tomorrow. So if you want to buy yourself a Valentine gift or like that bead mat or whatever, use that code. When we run out of our Valentine giveaways today, I'm sorry, we had a limited amount, but we'll have another giveaway tomorrow. Okay. So click on the hearts on the home page and it'll take you, it looks like this, and it'll take you to our free giveaway. But there'll be another one tomorrow if we, oh, and are we out of the round ones? We will, Marianne. I hope they still have them. Put yourself on the notification list, because I know they were discontinuing some things, but if the round one is available, we'll definitely get it back in. I'm going to make myself a note to, oh, the banner has February 20. Does it really? Hang on. Oh, you know what? You know why? It's because that was just the Friday one. I'm going to go ahead and make February 20 live. So if you use it or people watch it, hang on, that was just for Friday. It's actually Valentine 20. But let me go in and reactivate February 20 because here we go. February. Let me see what it says. Sorry about that. Let me see what the banner says. Hang on. This is what happens when I do these. I need you guys to help me figure it out. No, it does say Valentine 20. Okay. Banner says Valentine 20. And on the home page, does it say, let me just double check the home page. Hang on. It could be me. That's what happens when, you're a small team. And don't anybody want to be my copywriter? I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, it does say February 20. Let me fix that. Valentine 20. Valentine. There we go. It's updated. There it is. Okay. Thank you for checking that. What would I do without you folks? Right? Okay. Thank you, Clarissa. Appreciate. There you go. Right. So yes. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I think it would be fun. I think making bead boards and making the surfaces and stuff like that, do it. you know, get out that glue gun, right? Okay, so I think I fixed all of that. Thank you for checking on that. I'll tell you. Oh, and I was gonna write myself a note about the round beadboard. Hang on, let me do that real quick. I'm gonna do that as an email that I will send to Janice on Monday. I'm not gonna bother her this weekend. Let me do this. I'm gonna bring it to Janice. Round bead boards. Okay. Made myself that note. She'll get it on Monday. I don't want to bother her today. I told her, I said, don't work too much this weekend, but it's hard to not, right? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's lay some things out here. I think I'm going to use this flower like right in the very center. And I think since this is kind of symmetrical, these look kind of good like that, right? That looks good. And then we'll fill in. Maybe I'll put that drop or something on the bottom. But let me start with this. I'm going to start by coming in and I'm going to just tie a little overhand knot. I'm going to go once, twice, 3 times. I'm going to tighten it down. And I'm going to find kind of where I want to start that flower. I'm going to start on the front like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little stay stitch here. Okay. Like this. Thanks, Lori. I like this nail polish too. I've been really trying the nail polish, taking care of my nails, because when I don't, and I go on the broadcast, you can see sometimes on some broadcasts my hands just look dreadful, but that's all right. You know, what are you going to do? But I really liked this polish. So I'm trying to do a little bit of, you know, quote unquote self-care. It's the one thing I like to do. Well, that and skincare. I'm a big skincare junkie, but you know, little collagen mask never hurt anyone. So I'm going to come in and here, I'm going to just stitch it in. Good question about the mats and trays. Yeah, I like bead mats and trays. This does have a little bit of a nap to it, Deborah. You know, you can find pretty inexpensively those Velex, I think is what they're called, blankets, which are kind of like velour, but they're like a polyester velour. I also like using just felt squares in trays. That's what I do for the bead retreats. I get those, you know, cafeteria trays and get some nice felt to go in them. They look nice, right? So they work really, really well. So whatever works, you can find some really fairly inexpensive cafeteria trays. Though Emily, what she does, Emily Miller, Emily One, she has found some really great like vintage trays. She's gotten me a couple of little vintage, like just little flat dishes and stuff that I put a little, um, just a nice little, what do I want to say? Like piece of felt or whatever, piece of like scrap of leather or whatever. And so they're kind of fun. They're kind of pretty to work into, right? So just make your work area pretty, you know, however you like it. I'm also going to open up, these are some metallic bronze, that 457L that I like using. They happen to be here, so that's what I'm going to use. So I am just going to put in, let me see, I'm going to put in 3, 4. Let's see what 4 beads look like. And Lori, I am just creating just a little bead embroidered piece. We're going to put it on the back of this pin back, but just something kind of fun to explore some stitches. Nothing too crazy, right? because we don't want it to be a super long-term project. But I put 4 of the 11/aughts. Let me get something else. Let me get one of these 8/aughts that are in here. I'll put on an 8/aught. So I'm gonna go first, we'll do with these 4 11s, and then I'll go needle down like that, stitch it through, right? Just a running stitch. Then I'm gonna come back up maybe 2 stitches. Let me get a little, um, let me see. Let me get a little closer in here. Yeah, I mean, right? Have a little, you probably have an old Velux blanket, right? That's what I had one from back in the day. I like just cutting them up and reusing them. There we go. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Can you see that okay? There we go. Yeah, look around. This year also, I am in I'm trying not to buy any new clothes, which is hard for me. I'm trying to shop in my closet, and I'm really trying to do a lot of repurposing, right? Because we don't need as much stuff as we think we do, right? So, I mean, it's great to buy new stuff, but it also feels kind of good to go shop in your stash, right? A little counterintuitive, right? Because I own an online bead supply, but there are always things that you can add to your stuff without going too crazy, right? Let's just take the temperature down a little bit, right? Be joyous in the things that we have, right? Like this dress that I'm wearing, this Valentine's dress that I'm wearing today, this dress is probably 15 years old, right? And I've shed a few pounds, so it actually fits me again, which is kind of nice, right? So, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go shopping in all of those clothes that I kind of had archived. Um, so yeah, so it's kind of fun to have those. Let me go back to through those because it wasn't quite sitting as how I wanted it to be. So there we go. Now needle down. Bead embroidery, and this is I've always loved bead embroidery and bead embellishing. And contrary to popular belief, you don't have to know a lot about sewing to do bead embroidery. See, what I'm doing here really is kind of just an up and down stitch. And see, they're not even sitting perfectly. That's what I'm trying to say here, right? I'm just coming up, poking that needle up. Now I'm going to go through the last 2 in that line before, and now I'm gonna put on 4 more right there, right? I love it, that you're repurposing old jeans into purses and bags. I love using old denim. I have some old denim right now that I'm kind of playing around with. I think that's great. So see here, as I'm putting these on, let me take this comment down so you can see it. It looks like 3 beads is what works in between here, right? 1, 2, 3, then an 8/aught, then 1, 2, 3 11s. So I'm only going to put on 2 of these 11s. I'm going to go to right here, just eyeball the middle, right? We're not embroidering for